and welcome to Lehigh men's basketball, courtesy of Lehigh University Student Sports Broadcasting Club. Today, my name is Jackson Cramp, and I'm joined here with my co-commentator, Jake. Introduce yourself, Jake.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jake.
And today we have a great matchup between the Lehigh men's Mountain Hawks against the Cairn Highlanders. The Mountain Hawks are currently coming off a 4-game losing streak and hope today to move to 2-2 at home and 2-7 overall. In our last game, the Mountain Hawks faced UMBC in Maryland, and despite putting up the second highest total points as a team this season, the Mountain Hawks were narrowly edged by the Retrievers 92-87. Leading the way for the Mountain Hawks was junior Tyler Whitney Sidney, who scored a career-high 24 points on 64% from the field, while sophomore MoMA also scored with 18 points for his career high, and Burke Shebar also tallied his career high with 11 points. On the other hand, the Highlanders boast a very impressive offense, averaging 88 points per game, and have posted 100 or more points 3 times this year so far. They are led by Darian Bradford and Ayrto Alberto, who are averaging 23 and 20 points per game, respectively. In case you don't know, the Highlanders are a D3 program out of Langhorne, Pennsylvania. Today, the Mountain Hawks are coached by 17th-year coach Dr. Brett Reed, who is the winningest coach in Lehigh history, while Cairn is coached by their own longtime coach in his 10th season, Jason O'Connell, who has led Cairns in one of its most successful runs in the program history. Jake, what are your thoughts in this game today?
Well, it's looking to be a pretty good game. Cairn so far this year is 6-2, which is even better than they expected to be starting. And they are 2-1 in the United East, so they have already started their conference play. And Lehigh has faced them one other time back in 2019, and they defeated them a score of 80-43 here in Lehigh. And that was a game that was led by Jacob Aladoun, who posted a double-double, actually, of 19 points and 10 rebounds in that game. So we're looking to see a good performance today by Lehigh against Cairn.
Yeah, we're definitely hoping for a repeat of that last performance where the Mountain Hawks almost doubled the Highlanders scoring. Just for some statistics, Lehigh's leading scorers this year are Keith Higgins Jr., a guard with 17 points per game, while Tyler Whitney Sidney with 13.5 and Dominic Parolin make up the other leading scorers.
Yeah, 3 times this year, actually, Higgins has put up over 20 points, which is better than he started last year, so that's definitely a good start for him in this season.
Higgins has definitely improved this year and will look to lead the way for the Mountain Hawks offense that definitely needs to get going. It got going against UMBC, but has not been consistent throughout the year.
Yeah, a lot of inconsistency has been struck with Lehigh, and that's why, sadly, their record is at 1-7 so far, before Patriot League play, but you want to get more wins than what we have at this point.
It's worth pointing out Lehigh has played some very tough competition up to this point. They started the season with Cornell and only lost by 6 points. They also faced teams like Penn State, University of North Carolina, Providence, and will face Boston College on the 21st of December, which is the next game after this one. For assists in this game, Jalen Sinclair, the senior guard, leads Lehigh with 2.8 assists per game, and Dominic Parolin, the man in the middle, leads Lehigh in rebounds with 6.0 rebounds per game. You really need Parolin to crash the boards today, don't you, Jake?
Absolutely. Rebounds is one thing that's been killing Lehigh recently. They would get out-rebounded by St. Francis, which is the last game we broadcasted, and that was definitely one of the reasons why they lost the game. A lot of offensive rebounds that St. Francis was able to get, and Lehigh was just giving up way too many second chances to them, and that was ultimately one of the reasons they lost that game.
Now, Jake already mentioned that this game is before Patriot League starts, but Lehigh was projected to finish second in the Patriot League this upcoming year. Jake, do you think we can still achieve that goal?
I think it's definitely possible. A lot of the teams that Lehigh has played this year were really good teams. So once they get back into Patriot League play, get back playing teams that you're more expected to play, more on your level, I definitely think there's a chance that they can get a lot of wins and maybe even take a good chance in this Patriot League title.
And that'd be a huge accomplishment for this Mountain Hawks team. That is, we've mentioned Higgins, we've mentioned Sinclair, we've mentioned Parolin, but Lehigh has some very interesting first years on the roster this year, including number 0 and number 1. That is Cam Gillis and Nasir Whitlock, respectively. What do you think the impact of the youngsters will be today off the bench, Jake?
Well, you're not expecting them to get a whole lot of minutes compared to a lot of the other players on this team, but if they're able to get some points on the board and put an impact on the game, it's going to be very helpful, even with the low amount of minutes that they're going to be getting. As we now have 1 minute until the rosters will be introduced.
Now, I mentioned some of the stats for Lehigh. For the Highlanders, I already mentioned they're a very impressive offense. But in their recent games, they've beaten Clark Summit 77 to 58. They beat Penn State Lehigh Valley 107 to 88, and then recently lost to Bryn Athen. But as we can see there, they have an explosive offense, and Lehigh will definitely need to be aware of that as they try to shut the door on an upset here today.
Yeah, this Cairn team is very dangerous on offense. Like Jackson said before, they're putting up very high numbers every single game, very consistently, and hoping that Lehigh defense will be able to shut them down today.
On an impressive note for Lehigh, they actually kept Big East team Providence to only 78 points, but then on the other hand, and we see this inconsistency, they gave up 92 to UMBC. Again, this team is riddled by inconsistencies, but when they play their game, they can be very successful.
Absolutely.
We're just going to take a quick moment for the national anthem.
Please stand if able, and kindly remove your caps as we honor the United States of America, its freedoms and those who protect them with the playing of our national anthem. Good afternoon, and welcome to Stable Arena.
And now we're just going to get the starting lineups announced for Cairn,
And your Lehigh
as well as the starting lineup for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks.
And now for today's starting lineups. First for Cairn. At guard, a 5'10" junior from Calle Puerto. Number 2, Christian Rivera.
So for Cairn starting off, number 2, they have Christian Rivera, the guard starting out of Puerto Rico.
Number 3, Darian Bradford.
In the front court, they have number 3, Darian Bradford.
A 6'2" senior from Wilmington, Coruscant. Number 5, Aitor Alberto.
As well as the aforementioned Aitor Alberto, one of their dangerous scorers for Cairn.
Number 13, Owen Bradford.
Owen Bradford, also in the front court with his brother Darian.
From Telford, Pennsylvania. Number 21, Josh Sporker.
And finishing up for the visitors, number 21, Josh Forker.
Tyler Savage, Seth Bruner, and Alan Foy.
And now we'll move on to the Lehigh Mountain Hawks, the home team today. As we've talked about, Lehigh has certainly the potential to win this game.
At guard, a 6'4" junior from West Hills, California, number 13, Keith Higgins. At guard, a 6'2" junior from Somerville, Massachusetts, number 22, Tyler Whitney Sidney. At forward, a 6'8" sophomore from Unionville, Connecticut, number 23, Bube Moma. At center, a 6'9" senior from Coquitlam, British Columbia, number 35, Dominic Parolin. And at guard, a 5'10" senior from Manhattan, New York, number 55, Jalen Sinclair. The Mountain Hawks are coached by
As you can hear here, this Lehigh crowd is pumped up today. That starting lineup, if you couldn't hear, Jalen Sinclair, Keith Higgins Jr., and Tyler Whitney Sidney in the backcourt with MoMA and Parolin in the front court, ready today. Of course, coached by Brett Reed, the great coach for Lehigh. We're ready for some great basketball. I know me and Jake are, and I hope you guys are all ready as well. The crowd is ready. We want to see some great play out there from our Mountain Hawks.
It's definitely a game we're pumped up for, and we'll get to the tip-off here in just a minute. And definitely excited for this.
You know, we make kid about the crowd size, but it's impressive today for a Saturday afternoon basketball game in December. Lehigh's gotten quite a few people to pull up to this game.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent turnout for Lehigh University basketball game.
And now the Lehigh Mountain Hawks join Cairn out on the court as we get ready for the opening tip. It will be Parolin for Lehigh up against number 21, Josh Forker for Cairn. Oh, excuse me, it'll be MoMA taking the tip for Lehigh.
And we are now underway.
Comes tip. Lehigh will win it as it's a drop back to Sinclair, who will be playing point guard today for the Mountain Hawks. Of course, the senior, adding a lot of experience, leads Lehigh in assists. So comes to the top of the key, gives it to Higgins, looking to find in the post. Here's MoMA, takes a jab, now post up. Goes to work. Hook shot, a lot of contact, but it is a clean block from Cairn. Now they come the other way. It is Alberto, passes to Bradford, and now they'll start their offense, start their action. Christian Rivera at the top of the key, guarded by Sinclair. Rivera will drive left, and now hand it off to Bradford, who kicks it back out to another Bradford. Darian Bradford takes a shot. No good. Rebound by Parolin. Now Lehigh will come back the other way, looking for a little bit of quick offense. Here's Sinclair. Drops it for Parolin himself. Comes here's Whitney Sidney driving to the lane, and he is fouled by Owen Bradford. The forward. Great move by Whitney Sidney to get into the paint and get a foul right there.
Yeah, he's able to draw the fouls. He takes the cut into the paint, gets the pass in there, and as he's taking the layup, he will get fouled on the way up.
That'll be 2 shots for Whitney Sidney, looking to get the first points of the game for either team. The first one is just a little short off the front of the rim.
Yeah, Whitney Sidney is shooting 64% for free throws this year.
The second one is good. So Lehigh take the lead. You get a rare 1-0 game in a basketball game. Cherish this moment. As now a little bit of a press, half-court press from Lehigh, as Cairn are able to advance to the front court. And here's Darian Bradford, who will drive into the middle on Parolin. Will now kick it out to Forker, who will drive. Forker will now kick it out to Alberto. Alberto will take a mid-range jumper, contested, no good. Rebound by Whitney Sidney. Now here's Sinclair driving up the right side of the paint. Goes in, tries to get a shot off. It is no good. Tried to draw the foul, but did not get the call he wanted. Now here's Darian Bradford for Cairn, pushing it up, guarded by Sinclair. He'll drive into the paint. Now he'll take a fadeaway jumper, and it is good. So Cairn take a 2-1 lead off a tough contested jumper. But now Lehigh come back the other way. Here's Keith Higgins. Now MoMA. Here's Parolin. Parolin looking for a pass to the inside. MoMA will take a 3-pointer. No good. Rolls off both rims. Now here comes Cairn again. Bradford drives in the lane by Higgins, and no good. Parolin with another rebound. Now Sinclair. Higgins again. He'll find Whitney City. Now here's MoMA in the paint. He's got a mismatch. He goes right up. Oh, just a little strong. Certainly had a good shot there. Now Cairn come back. Here's Rivera. Christian Rivera. Now he'll find Alberto, his backcourt partner. Alberto will drive into the lane. Tough finish, and it is good. Cairn jump out to a 4-1 lead here. Lehigh yet to score a field goal. Need to get their offense going. Sinclair will start the action. Lehigh gets into their half-court offense. Here's Higgins in the corner for three. Just a little strong. Parolin trying to get the rebound, but was unable to. Now here comes Cairn back the other way. Alberto pushing it hard. Drives right at MoMA, and he is fouled.
Yeah, his arm just caught him a little bit further than he expected when he was pushing through, as MoMA will draw the foul, or will commit the foul. And they will be inbounding now on our far side of the court.
It will be Alberto for Cairn, inbounding the ball. It's just a brief moment of discussion between the referee and the box score. And now Cairn through Rivera, guarded by Sinclair, as we know another whistle.
Not quite sure what's going on.
The refs are talking to the box scores, it seems. I believe it is just a clock issue.
Yeah, looks like they sorted it out, and we will be inbounding the ball now.
And once again, it'll be Alberto inbounding to Rivera. Guarded by Sinclair, now back to Alberto. This time guarded by Whitney Sidney. Now here's Bradford. Will drive in, now he'll kick out to Forker. Forker back out to Alberto. He'll take a three. Way short, and MoMA will get the rebound. Lehigh now pushes the action back down the other way through MoMA. Driving in, trying to take another contested shot, and the foul. A great play by MoMA to drive in and get the and one. A little bit of indecision initially, but great play by Lehigh. And that'll be their first field goal, and they'll look to tie the game at the free throw line.
It was a very contested shot, but he will get the M1. And he was fouled, obviously, because it was so contested.
Love the aggressiveness that's out of MoMA so far today. And the free throw is good. So the game is now tied at 4 apiece.
Lehigh was once again pressing. Looks like full court this time. Not super tight, though.
Not sure it's a full 4-court press, but certainly giving Cairn a little bit to think about. Definitely be a problem later in the game as both teams tire out. And Lehigh looks to be in a little bit of a zone right now. Might be smart against Cairn, as here's a jumper from Alberto, and that is a nice, looked almost like a floater from 18 feet, but it gets good. So Sinclair will now bring it back to Lehigh. Lehigh trailing 4-6. Here's Keith Higgins in the paint. He'll go in, and he gets a nice contested jump, a floater to fly, and now we are back here tied 6-6. That was Higgins with the bucket. Now Cairn once again, a little indecisiveness out of Cairn from this press by Lehigh. Lehigh seem to be going almost of a matchup zone right now, not a full zone. Bradford, guarded by Sinclair, will take the jumper, is off back iron, and Whitney City will get the rebound. Tyler Whitney City for Lehigh will find MoMA. Now Sinclair in the corner, he'll take a screen. Now he'll bring it back out. Calling the plays, the senior. Back into Parolin in the paint. He's got a mismatch in the middle. The big man goes up, and the contested shot is good. Very nice job by the big man. Now Cairn, little give and go from Rivera and Bradford. Now Christian Rivera will set up, this time guarded by Higgins. He's been guarded by Sinclair for most of the game so far. Seems to be back to man-to-man for Lehigh. Now Rivera will drive in. Now kicks it back out. Here's Forker with a three. It is short. Rebound goes to Whitney Sidney. Now Lehigh will push the action. Here's Sinclair driving right into the rain, right on Rivera. His shot is up, no good, very contested. Rebound comes out to Higgins. His jumper is good. So Lehigh now take the lead 10-6. Good job grabbing that loose ball by Higgins and immediately hitting that jumper. Again, Lehigh's leading scorer. Here's Alberto. He'll drive in the lane and a strip from him. Good defense by Whitney Sidney. And Parolin will bring it up the court now. He'll give it back to Whitney Sidney. as Lehigh set up. Oh, Whitney Sidney will take a quick three, and it is good. Right off the screen from MoMA. Whitney Sidney extends Lehigh's lead to 13-6. So a very nice run from Lehigh right now after initially trailing 4-1. So now Cairn will look to settle back in. Rivera at the top of the key, guarded by Sinclair again. Rivera will hand it out to his backcourt partner, Bradford. Bradford will drive into the lane. He'll kick it out to Forker, gives it to other Bradford. At Darian Bradford, he gets a man up in the air. Hill shot is too long. The three-pointer is no good. Oh, but Cairn get the rebound courtesy of Forker. And then a foul by Higgins as he looked to jump the passing lane.
Yeah, he tries to get in front of him to steal the ball there, but he just runs into him instead.
We like the effort, and we're going to take a quick break as we are at a TV timeout.
His first team's second media timeout.
And welcome back. The media timeout is over, and we are about ready to get back to action between Lehigh and Cairn. We are just a couple minutes into this first quarter. Lehigh have jumped out to a quick 13-6 lead at home. After a couple of missed field goals initially, Lehigh have settled into their offense. Any thoughts so far, Jake?
One thing that has been noticeably better so far this game from the last couple of games that Lehigh has played has been the rebounding. Only one time they've given up an offensive rebound to Cairn, and it's been a lot more efficient on defense.
Definitely a point of interest for Coach Brett Reed as Cairn will settle into their offense. Bradford drives, but immediately loses the ball, and Higgins will get up. And into the game for Lehigh is number 42, JT Tan. He's in the middle for Parolin. So Sinclair, Higgins, Tan, Whitney Sidney, and MoMA. So here's Whitney Sidney now on the elbow. Give it to Mo on the inside. He's got a mismatch, and another and one for the big man. That is number 23, MoMA. Another and one. He got actually Lehigh's first field goal off of one. So it is now 15-6 for Lehigh, and they'll look to get their lead to double digits from the free throw line. As Cairn will make a substitution with Chris Elam coming into the game for Owen Bradford in the front court.
MoMA's an 80% shooter this year.
Moma's free throw is up and good. Definitely been a highlight for Lehigh so far. Cairn have not been able to contain him in the middle. Also in for Cairn is number 0, Jonathan Desir. As here's Alberto for Cairn, driving in on Higgins. Higgins, good defense. Cairn shot is up and no good as Tam with the rebound. And now Lehigh will push the tempo. Sinclair driving into the lane, kicks it outside. Whitney Sidney inside, and he is good. Great offense by Lehigh in the break. Cairn have no counter. Sinclair with a great dish, and Sidney with a great, and then here's a steal from Lehigh. MoMA drives it right back for Lehigh, and they'll go right back into their offense. Here's Sinclair, kicks it out to Higgins. His three-pointer wide open. It is good. And a quick timeout for Cairn as Lehigh have extended their lead to 21-6, and almost a minute after that media timeout, where it's only 13-6. What a great run for Lehigh. And we'll take a quick break. And we are back after that 30-second timeout for Cairn. Lehigh jump out to a 21-6 lead after initially being down 4-1. Jake, what has inspired this run for Lehigh?
It was a very impressive sequence right there. You got a couple steals on offense, and then the fast breaks were able to catch Cairn before they were able to get back, and they get a lot of points on the board in a very short amount of time there. And now Cairn will bring the ball back up once again.
With Lehigh's kind of and Higgins almost got there. I was about to say a little bit of a full court press, and Higgins almost got the steal. So now here's Alberto, guarded by Sinclair. He'll hand it off to the new man, Jonathan Desir, and it'll work its way around to the left-hand side. Here's Cairn down in the block. That is Chris Elam. Chris Elam looked like a travel, and it is a travel. Picked up his dribble, jumped a little bit in the air, and that is Lehigh's ball.
Yeah, he was trying to pass in midair, but he didn't get the ball out fast enough. His feet hit the ground, and it will be a travel.
So now Lehigh, Sinclair. A couple turnovers so far for Cairn. Lehigh will take advantage of that. Here's MoMA. Tam switches all the way to Higgins. Higgins, into the side for MoMA. Oh, unfinished business at the rim. Good look and good offense by Lehigh, just no bucket.
Very impressive ball movement.
So now here's Bradford for Cairn. Give it outside to Alberto. He'll drive in on Whitney Sidney. Now here's Desir, looking. And now it'll find its way back outside to Alberto. He'll drive, gets a screen. Little in the sides, and the ball's on the ground. And another steal for Lehigh. Here's Higgins. Will now switch outside to Sinclair. Sinclair driving into the paint, and I'll kick it outside to Higgins. Here's another three. And it is good again. Keith Higgins with another three-pointer and another assist for Jalen Sinclair. Those two have been on their game so far today. So now Alberto, little trap inside, and he stepped out bounds. Great defense by Lehigh. You see why they have that little bit of a full court press. And we'll go to a media timeout for another turnover for Cairn. And we are back here. This is Jackson Cramp with Jake on the co-commentary. Jake, what has inspired Lehigh to dominate this first half so far?
Play all around has been super impressive. They've been playing really efficient on defense. Their offense has been very quick, and they've just been passing the ball a whole lot. And there will be a couple substitutions here for Lehigh as well. Number 21 and number 0, that is Cam Gillis and Shebuar on the court now.
So a couple youngsters in for Lehigh, for Gillis, but now here's Lehigh into the paint. Gillis at the point, will drive in. Now kick it out to Whitney Sidney, his three-pointer. It is good. So quick action for Lehigh. The assist goes to Gillis, but Whitney Sidney with the three-pointer. So now Cairn, we're looking to settle in. Forker outside. Desir. Now here's Bradford. Played all minutes so far. Here drives driving on Whitney Sidney. Can't get past, so here's Forker again. He'll get some man to miss. Now inside, guarded by Tam. Kicked outside to Bradford. Shot clock winding down. Bradford's shot just a little short. And Whitney Sidney with the rebound. He'll pass it out to Higgins. He thinks about the three-pointer. He's been hot so far, but he'll pass it up to Shebuar. Now here Higgins again. Gets a little space. looking for some action here. And now here's Gillis. Back out to Higgins. Oh, and he stepped out of bounds. He had his man beat. A little bit of his heel. And now here are more first years in for Lehigh. Nasir Whitlock and number 4, Joshua Ingram. So Gillis, Whitlock, and Ingram, all first years for Lehigh, who have all contributed so far and all look good out of high school, accompanied by JT Tan and the senior Burke Chebuar. So here's Nasir now. Now Bradford. And a few starters left on the court. Forker, another starter. Bradford again, guarded by Whitlock, fresh in the game. Now, here's Cairn into the lane, and finally a bucket. So the score is now 27-8. Now Whitlock driving right in. First action, gives it up to Tam. Ooh, more unfinished business, but the rebound comes back outside to Gillis. Gillis looking around, trying to start the offense. Picks up his dribble, he needs someone to come too. That's Ingram, the first year. Back to the other first year. Whitlock. Chebuar, the senior, looking around. Whitlock, shot clock down to 5. Whitlock will take a contested jumper, nothing. But here's Chebuar, open three-pointer, off the rim, no good. Good offensive rebound, but nothing has it for Lehigh. The Sear upside to Forker. Will drive into the paint, double team, tough shot. It is good with the scoop layup between a couple big men for Lehigh. Now Gillis will bring up the ball, 27-10 lead for Lehigh. They'll find Whitlock on the left elbow. And now here's Tan. Gillis for 3. Just a little short, but Tan keeps it alive. However, foul is called. I believe that is an over-the-back fall on 42, JT Tan.
Substitutions will be made for Cairn here. Number 10 is substituting in. That is Done Midaba.
And number 5, Heitor Alberto.
And the starter, Alberto, will come back into the game. So for Cairn, it is Desir and Alberto in the backcourt, along with Derek Dalton, Chris Elam, and Mindamba. So here's Alberto, guarded by Whitlock. Shoves away the screen. Now here's Dolan. Dolan, drive into the paint. Almost a steal for Lehigh. Here's Desir, guarded by Gillis. Desir, take a contested jumper, no good, but rebound comes to Lehigh through JT Tan. Now here's Gillis. We'll push the tempo. Brings it straight up court, guarded by Dalton. He'll find Ingram on the right elbow. He'll drive in, looking. He'll put up a contested shot, and that is Josh Ingram with his first points of the game. Good combination between the first years off the bench for Lehigh there to get the bucket. So again, a little bit of a full court press by Lehigh, not a full one, but just a little tad. So here's Alberto, guarded by Gillis. He'll put up a jumper from the free throw line. Oh, way offline. And now here's Whitlock. Nasir Whitlock for bringing up the court for Lehigh. Nice dribble move into the inside. He'll find Tan, a little high for him. Can't put up the shot, but he's going to work. JT Tan, guarded by 2-3 players. It is blocked, but it comes back outside to Gillis. Now here's Ingram. He'll find Chebuar. His shot is good and one. Burke Chebuar, the senior, putting up some big man action there. Completely fouled, but got the bucket to go.
The ball movement by Lehigh so far is something that's been incredibly impressive on their offense as they move the ball.
And we'll have immediate timeout. We'll step away. And we are back here for Lehigh versus Cairn men's basketball. Jake, what are your thoughts so far on this first half?
I mean, this Lehigh offense has just been completely dominating Cairn, and even on defense too. A lot of their defensive plays have been through steals and turnovers. Not a ton of rebounds that they've had to get because they're just not allowing Cairn to take any shots. The full court press, while isn't exactly a full court press, seems to be just causing Cairn to think. They're just standing up there and trying to catch any passes that they try to make, and they're not even like pushing onto defense. They're literally just standing there and like slowly falling back with them just to make them think and make them move in the offense.
You can definitely see the indecisiveness from Cairn as Lehigh will make another substitution as in comes number 32, Henry Adiasa, the sophomore, in the middle. As Chebuar will get one shot after his and one. And it is good, so Lehigh's lead is expanded to 32-10. So now here is Christian Rivera to Desir, and here's Alberto. Back to Rivera, guarded by a new man in for Lehigh. Oh, and here's a three-pointer for Alberto. Oh, misses everything. So the other substitution for Lehigh there was Ben Knotzman. So now here's Knotzman immediately on the right-hand side. He finds Whitlock on the left-hand side. Here's Ingram. He'll take a three, and it is good. A three-pointer for Joshua Ingram. So the first-year combination of Whitlock and Ingram working well. Now here's Rivera for Cairn, guarded by Whitlock. He'll drive to the left-hand side. He's guarded by two men. Alberto. Here's Desir. His three-pointer. No good, just a bit long. So, and Whitlock gets the rebound. Big height disadvantage there, but he gets it done. Now here's Ingram. Whitlock. Chebuar. Now here's Knotzman. Great ball movement out here from Lehigh. Knotzman will drive into the paint, kick it outside to Whitlock. Ingram will take another three. Heat check. It is good. So a couple three-pointers for Joshua Ingram and a couple assists for Nashir Whitlock. Lehigh looking very strong even with their bench unit in. So now here's Christian Rivera. He's guarded by Knotzman in for Lehigh. Now guarded by the big man. Almost steps out of bounds there by Christian Rivera. Now here's Dalton. He'll take a three. It is, oh, misses everything, an air ball out for Dalton. And Cairn will make a couple substitutions as both Bradfords, Darian and Owen that is, will come in for Desir as well as Mindamba. So Lehigh will bring it up the court courtesy of Knotzman. Then Knotzman, the sophomore, will get Ingram, and Ingram almost bounces out of bounds. Keeps it alive. Now here's Ingram from Whitlock. He'll drive in. Whitlock will look around, trying to look for anything to start for offense. Josh Ingram goes down the right side. Almost gets it poked away, but now here's Knotzman. Lehigh. Oh, and here's Chebuar with three. Ooh, just a bit strong from Lehigh. Now here's Christian Rivera. Will push the tempo. Darian Bradford now. Here gives it to Christian Rivera. He'll start the offense. And he'll find his backcourt partner in Alberto. Bradford once again. Here's Christian Rivera. Double team now, and he finds Owen Bradford. Owen Bradford spins on Chebuar. He goes into the paint. Just a bit strong. Good help defense by Lehigh, courtesy of Adiasa. Ooh, and a hard pass for Lehigh. It's almost stolen, but it's kept alive by Cairn. And now Ingram gets an open three. He misses. Little loose from the basketball from Lehigh. And now here's Bradford again. Darian Bradford drives into the paint, and he is fouled by Adiasa, but the refs will wave off the shot, saying he was not in a shooting motion, I believe. Nope.
Lehigh foul number 4, Joshua Ingram.
Nope, it will be a shooting foul on Adiasa, and it'll be two shots at the line for Darian Bradford for Cairn as substitutions for Lehigh, as Keith Higgins comes back into the game, as does Bube Moma. So Cairn will inbound it, and here's Alberto. Waves away to the screen, and he's looking for some action. Isolated on Ingram. He'll drive into the paint. Good defense by Whitlock. Oh, but unable to get the steal. Here's Christian Rivera. He'll take a contested jumper, just a bit strong. Rebound by Knotzman. Now here's Ingram. Looks hot so far today. Ingram makes a move, gets into the lane. Oh, what a great move by Josh Ingram. A little shake and bake inside. And now here's Christian Rivera, guarded by Ingram. Here's Darian Bradford on the left side elbow. Switches the play, and here's a three-pointer for Cairn, just off to the left. And here's Nasir Whitlock pushing the tempo. Ooh, a little loose with the basketball as he tried to find Higgins inside. Now here's Darian Bradford coming back the other way. Kicks it outside, and here's Alberto. Inside to Owen Bradford. Owen Bradford will drive into the paint. With Knotzman on him, his shot no good. Good defense from Lehigh. Now they'll push the tempo. Here's Keith Higgins. Ingram. Ingram with a man on him, contested, and it is good. Josh Ingram looking very nice in this first half. And Lehigh have extended their lead to 42-10. And now here is Darian Bradford. Now Alberto, he'll drive into the paint, guarded by Ingram. He'll kick it outside. And trying to end another turnover for Cairn as Lehigh gets yet another steal. Now here's Muma, and that'll be a foul on Darian Bradford.
Cairn foul on number 3. Darian Bradford, his second team.
I believe we'll be going to another media timeout here as we are under 4 minutes, and that is correct. We will be back in a couple minutes.
And we are back here with Lehigh men's basketball as they have jumped out to a 42-10 lead with just over 3 minutes left in this first half. Jake, what's been going on for Lehigh so far? They've looked dominant.
They have been dominant. Every single aspect of the field, of the court, actually. They've just been dominating them. There's nothing that Cairn can seem to do. Well, meanwhile, Lehigh seems to be unable to miss a shot. And they will be inbounding now from the far side. It will be Sinclair back on the court.
Jalen Sinclair, the senior, will give it to Knosman. And now here's Higgins on the left elbow. Back to Knosman. Whitney Sidney into the lane. Ooh, a little razzle-dazzle. And he gets the layup to go under heavy contestation. Now here's Bradford for Cairn. Switches it back to Rivera. Back to Bradford in the corner. Here's Alberto into the lane. Oh, just doesn't go. But the tip in for Owen Bradford gives Cairn the 12th point of the game. Now here's Jalen Sinclair back into the game. Nice pass into Higgins. Keith Higgins with a fadeaway jumper, and it is good. Very nice offense by Lee here, very precise. Now here's Christian Rivera. Alberto, again, the half full court press for Lehigh, giving Cairn troubles. Alberto. Christian Rivera into the lane. It is good. And so a couple of baskets for Cairn so far after the media timeout. Jalen Sinclair. Higgins wide open three. Oh, just a little short. And now Cairn will come back the other way with Darian Bradford. Guarded by Knosman. Good defense, though, out from Lehigh. And Sinclair, the shortest man on the court, gets the rebound. What a great pass. Oh, and great pass by Sinclair. But now Higgins will get it to go. Sinclair has the full court pass to Whitney Sidney, who dumps it off for Higgins. And he's able to get the contested layup to go. Now here's Christian Rivera. Inside. Wide open man is Owen Bradford. But good defense from Knosman. And now Whitney Sidney wide open on the fast break and slams it home. as we get a whistle here. I think it's a clock problem.
The play by Lehigh so far has been incredibly impressive. They have 50 points so far. They have a 46-point lead over Cairn. I just did that math wrong. 36-point lead over Cairn. Still really impressive.
In case you were wondering, against Providence and St. Francis, Lehigh scored 64 and 61 points in the whole game, respectively. They're at 50 right now. So now here's Christian Rivera, gives it to Bradford, and now Alberto on the elbow. Alberto will think about the three, and now he'll take a mid-range jumper that is in and out, and now Higgins will get the rebound for Lehigh. Now back into the game for Lehigh. Now here's MoMA for three. Oh, misses everything, but rebound. Oh, and that is Parolin not able to get the jumper to go. So now here's Alberto Rivera, guarded by Sinclair. Rivera. Ooh, and Higgins is down. Looks like he got a shot in the face.
It looked like an elbow to the face there.
Elbow to the face. I think that might have been by Liam Carey, who's fresh into the game for Cairn. Whitney Sidney's in some kind of discomfort, but he's able to seemingly. We'll see.
Cairn foul, number 22, Liam Carey. His first.
Yeah, they're checking him out right now.
It looks like Whitney Sidney's going to be able to walk off the court, but he's in some kind of pain.
The previous play is under review.
And the refs are going to look at this, I believe, for a flagrant foul, as if it's an elbow to the face, usually that is upgraded to flagrant one.
Yeah, it's definitely possible.
As the refs come over to the media and talk about, they're just going to look at this play, see if it needs to be upgraded.
Well, on the game overall, I mean, this Cairn team is just completely outmatched. Lehigh is obviously a Division I program compared to Cairn, which is Division III. So Lehigh was expected to win this game coming in, but I don't think people expected this much of a lead this close into the game. I mean, we are a minute away from halftime, so we are just about halfway through the game. But 50 points by Lehigh is still incredibly impressive.
Yeah, and I mean, this will be a great confidence boost from Lehigh after a couple tough losses. They're going to go into finals, find their little finals break. They'll have a couple days off, and on December 12th, they'll go play, not December 12th, December 21st, they'll play Boston College, and then they'll be going to Marist. So this can be a huge momentum boost for Lehigh as they will look to start Patriot League play in January and look to kind of rebound on what's been a little underwhelming start to the season for the Mount Hawks.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're on a 4-game loss streak right now, so any win will be helpful, regardless of who it's against, to get the mentality better on Lehigh, able to get more focus, able to focus on the game, and hopefully turn the season around, because they are 1-7, so they definitely need to start getting some wins when Patriot League play starts in a couple of weeks.
And it looks like Lehigh might be sending in a little bit of an extended bench unit. Oh, just 1 second, as the refs are going to make a call in that place right here.
It's just going to be a common foul for face-to-face contact. They didn't deem it anything flagrant, so it will just be a common foul.
So, as Jake said, they were just looking at a flagrant foul to see if an elbow hit the face intentionally. But now here comes Lehigh, I guess you could call it an extended bench unit. So Cam Gillis, the first year, is in there, as is Henry Adiasa, but also first name Tommy Conniff, as well as number 20 Jason Seigel, and number 11 Brendan Reed. A little bit of a hometown here. So now here's Gillis. Seigel. Here's Reed. Outside to Gillis again on the left side elbow. Gillis drives into the paint, and a turnover for Lehigh. So now here comes Cairn back the other way through Christian Rivera. Rivera guarded by Gillis on the right elbow. Can't seem to get anywhere though. He'll get into the paint now though. And now here's Bradford. Kicks it outside to Forker. His three-pointer is good.
Three-point basket.
So Cairn gets up to 17 points. Looks like Brett Reed just calling a little bit of instructions for this unit. Not sure how much they get to play with each other on the court. So here's Adiasa in the right corner. Here's Reed. Brendan Reed looking, and he'll find Adiasa in the paint. Double team, but he definitely has a mismatch on Bradford. Adiasa, big man in the paint. Oh, unfinished business, got right to the rim. Now here's Forker. Double teamed. Rivera. Now guarded by Gillis. He'll drive into the paint. And it'll be, I believe it is just out of bounds. Yes, no foul. So out of bounds. It'll be Cairn possession. And Lehigh just get a substitution on. Ben Adiasa will make way for Knosman. And the inbound tips off a Lehigh player, almost gets the steal. You like to see the deflection, though.
Yeah, just knocks it away as they're trying to inbound it. Very good heads-up defense there.
And so we'll take 2 on that inbound play. Rivera will throw it all the way back out. A three-pointer from Cairn, quickly, no good. And the first half will expire. The Mountain Hawks dominating with 50 points compared to Cairn's measly 17. Great performance out by the Mountain Hawks so far today. And we'll take a quick break for halftime. Hello and welcome back to Lehigh men's basketball. Courtesy of the Lehigh Students Broadcasting Club. Today we are facing Lehigh versus Cairn. Lehigh's dominated 50-17. Jake, what are your thoughts in the first half and for the second half as well?
Well, I tried to find a stat that Cairn was leading Lehigh in, and I could not find a single one. On every single asset of basketball court today, Lehigh has just been completely dominating Cairn, and there's not much positive you can say about Cairn's play so far. And honestly, I don't expect anything to change in the second half, as Lehigh does have a 33-point lead going into the half, and I only expect that lead to grow as our Lehigh starters are still on the court for the start of the second half.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts for Lehigh, but just for some points updates, is Keith Higgins and Tyler Whitney-Sydney with 14 and 13 points leading for Lehigh, and Josh Egram has 12 off the bench. But we are back underway. So here comes Bradford for Cairn into Rivera. Barry and Bradford guarded by Whitney-Sydney. Rivera will kick it outside to Forker. Forker into the paint for Bradford. Here's Owen Bradford and an easy bucket. Defensive miscommunication by Lehigh. But now here's Sinclair into Whitney-Sydney. They'll push the tempo. Parolin into the paint. He'll bring it back outside. Now go back in. Go into work. And the scoop layup is just a little bit off for Lehigh. So now here comes Darian Bradford for Cairn. We'll find Forker in the corner. Open three. Misses everything. And now here comes Sinclair back the other way for Lehigh. Ooh, and a nice behind-the-back move by Sinclair. Finds Whitney-Sydney. Now here's Sinclair. Now Keith Higgins Jr. Parolin. Higgins now driving into the lane. We'll take a floater. It is good. Keith Higgins, leading scorer for Lehigh this season and in this game. It's his 16th point of the game. So now here's Christian Rivera. Ooh, and a nice defense by Momo, jumping the passing lane into the post. Now here's Whitney-Sydney. Ooh, and an unfortunate call for Lehigh in the fast break. Whitney-Sydney thought he got the ball off, but the ref calls traveling.
Yeah, he caught the ball and never took a dribble before he tried to make a pass, and he was just running way too fast to be able to slow down and make that solid pass.
An unfortunate play for Lehigh, but you can see the ideas popping off. So now here's Christian Rivera. And here's Darian Bradford coming around the top of the key. Passes to Owen Bradford, who finds Christian Rivera, guarded by Whitney-Sydney. Finds great pass into Owen Bradford, but he can't handle it. Bradford don't go to work on Parolin. Alberto for three. Off the iron, a little bit off to the right and too short. So now here comes Sinclair for Lehigh. Jalen Sinclair. And then it was fast over to Momo for three in the corner. It is good. Owen Bradford is not able to close out for Cairn. Now here's Christian Rivera. And double dribble called on Christian Rivera. A little bit of a mental mistake there.
Yeah, Cairn's just not playing super controlled right now with their shots, and you definitely need to control it a bit more if you're going to hope to come back into this game at all.
Now Christian Rivera pressing up on Jalen Sinclair, who might not have any points today, but he has been dishing it out with with 5 assists so far just in the first half. So now here's Higgins. Here's Parolin for three, just a little short. And now here comes Cairn through Alberto. Alberto will turn as Higgins on him. Now here's Rivera. Christian Rivera will set up the offense for Cairn. Blind Alberto on the right elbow. Now here's Forker. Rivera again, guarded by Whitney-Sydney. He'll drive into the paint. Fadeaway jumper, no good. Good defense from Lehigh. Now here's Momo. Momo will find Parolin. We'll dump it off to Whitney-Sydney. We'll take a screen. Trow drives into the paint on Owen Bradford. Ooh, tough shot, but it goes for Tyler Whitney-Sydney with the defender all over him. Christian Rivera. Now Darian Bradford. Rivera guarded by Keith Higgins this time. Love the switchability outside for Lehigh. Rivera again. Looking for any kind of, and that might sum up the day for Cairn, as the pass that seemed to be right for Alberto just goes right through his hands. I think he was thinking about what he was doing with it, not just actually grabbing the ball. So now Jalen Sinclair will bring in court for Lehigh. Find MoMA, top of the key. Now it's Sinclair inside. Oh, and the point guard in the post didn't work that time. So now here's Darian Bradford. Will drive into the paint. His shot contested and no good. Good rebound by Keith Higgins. Higgins will now bring the ball up the court. Will get a nice screen from MoMA. Now nice roll by MoMA. They don't get the ball back. And an offensive foul called on MoMA for Lehigh.
Lehigh foul number 23. Uwe Moma, his second, team's first.
So the second personal foul on MoMA should be good for the rest of the game.
Cairn.
Yeah, not many fouls have been called this game.
And now a substitution for Cairn as number 0, Jonathan Desir will come into the game for Forker. Now the full court press is back here from Lehigh, but Cairn is able to break it, and now they're driving through Alberto. Almost loses control, but keeps it alive. Now here's Owen Bradford outside. Owen Bradford driving it on Sinclair. Now here's Darian Bradford. His runner is good. A little out of control, but it goes for Cairn. So now Jalen Sinclair will bring the ball up the court as Lehigh will look to go into their half-court offense. We've seen a lot of fast-paced movement from Lehigh so far in the second half, so we'll see what they got today. Here's Tyler Whitney-Sydney. Swings around to Jalen Sinclair. Dominic Parolin, excuse me. Now Keith Higgins outside. Step back three is good. Keith Higgins Jr. with another three-pointer. As that'll give Lehigh its 60th points of the game. So now here is Cairn through Darian Bradford, guarded by Sinclair at the top of the key. We'll get a screen from Owen Bradford. Alberto just able to keep it alive, almost a deflection and a steal for Lehigh. And now, way short from Alberto on the turnaround jumper. What a nice pass. Here's Jalen Sinclair into the corner. Higgins, great ball movement. It's 3 for Tyler Whitney-Sydney. Oh, and it's just short. Almost a Sports Center top 10 ball movement play by Lehigh, but the three-pointer is just a little short. And Alberto driving into the lane, almost gets blocked, but no good. But Owen Bradford gets the rebound, and he kicks it outside, back out there. Alberto makes a man miss. He'll take a mid-range floater. That one's short. MoMA with the rebound, and Lehigh will come right back up the court. Here's Jalen Sinclair pushing the tempo, drives into the lane, dishes to Parolin, and a nice play by Lehigh. Another great dish by Jalen Sinclair, and great play inside by Dominic Parolin, the big man. So now here's Christian Rivera. Lehigh has a 41-point lead so far. Here's Jonathan Desir on the right side elbow. Rivera, the screen from Bradford. Now kicks it outside to Alberto, guarded by Whitney-Sydney. Alberto will drive into the paint, kicks outside to Desir. His three-pointer is no good. Tyler Whitney-Sydney will now push the ball back up the court. Here's MoMA, top of the key. He'll drive into the paint. Spin move up and good. Nice play by Uwe MoMA, who's had a great game so far for Lehigh on the inside. Christian Rivera will not take the screen. He'll drive into the paint, kick it outside. Here's Desir. Alberto, guarded by Higgins. Alberto will drive to his right, pull-up jumper. Just a little strong. Rebound goes to MoMA. Great rebound. Sinclair will push it up the court. Ooh, and almost a steal, but a great behind-the-back move. Razzle-dazzle from Sinclair. Oh, and what a play.
Wow.
Jalen Sinclair, take a bow, young man. What a great move. He almost loses the ball behind the back, and then a behind-the-back pass right to Parolin, who gets the easy layup.
And now we will have a media timeout, and we'll be back in a couple minutes.
Team's first.
and welcome back to Lehigh men's basketball as the Mountain Hawks are up to a 66-21 lead over Cairn, over the Cairn Highlanders, that is. Jake, what's been going on in the second half?
Well, Cairn has looked slightly better, but the lead still continues to grow. Lehigh has already scored more points in this game than they did in half their games this season, and they have 13 and a half minutes remaining in the second half. It's just been super impressive everywhere, as Parolin will now take his and one.
And a flurry of substitutions for Lehigh. And Parolin's shot is good. So on the court for Lehigh is Cam Gillis, Josh Ingram, Nasir Whitlock, Chebuar, and Tan. So on all bench unit for Lehigh right now with 3 first years who have all looked good so far today. Here is Bradford. And now here's Nasir in the corner. He'll look for an option. Here's Forker, top of the key, guarded by Whitlock. Forced back outside. Now they'll switch it around. Here's Bradford for Cairn, guarded by Gillis. Back outside, Cairn. Oh, and a steal from Chebuar. Good defense from Lehigh there. Gillis, Ingram, he looked hot in the first half. Driving into the paint. Ooh, an unfinished business. He got right into the rim. So now Bradford will come back the other way for Cairn. And the refs will call a foul on number 0, Cam Gillis.
Lehigh foul number 0. Cam Gillis is first.
I believe that'll be a side out for Cairn. They'll say he was fouled before he started the shooting motion. So the foul was called on Gillis for fouling Bradford. And Bradford will inbound the ball. Here's Forker. And to the inside to Elam. Eelman. Desir now on the elbow, guarded by Ingram. Bradford switches it aside to Forker. Forker guarded by Tan. 3-pointer from Cairn. It is good. So Cairn gets a 3-pointer to go, courtesy of Liam Carey. And now here's Gillis as he'll start the offense for Lehigh. Whitlock on the elbow. Finds Chebuar. Switches over to Gillis again. Now switches back to Chebuar. Ingram, Gillis, open 3, great ball movement, and just a little short. So now Bradford will bring it back the other way for Cairn. Darian Bradford, guarded by Chebuar. He'll drive to the inside. Chebuar stays with him, though. Now here's Forker. Nothing going on for Cairn right now. Bradford will try to take it out. Gillis, no, do it. Now Desir will take a contested 3, and it is long, no good. Rebound Gillis. He'll push the tempo. Find his backcourt teammate Whitlock. Whitlock, great pass. Chebuar. And it is good. So great ball movement from Lehigh and the fast break there, and Chebuar gets the bucket. Now Cairn. Here's Darian Bradford. Now Forker. Outside to Desir. Desir, miscommunication there. Oh. And it'll be a immediate timeout, so we'll take a quick break. And welcome back to Lehigh men's basketball. Mountain Hawks currently lead the Highlanders of Cairn 69-24. Jake, any thoughts so far?
I mean, the most surprising thing so far this game is we came into this game talking about how explosive Cairn's offense has been. And the fact that Lehigh has held them to 24 points is incredibly impressive. They've averaged, I think, around 90 points a game, and only 24 so far with 11 minutes to go in this half is fantastic for Lehigh's defense.
So it'll be Cairn inbounding the ball from below the basket. Lehigh's basket is so Desir in the corner. Here's Forker guarded by Whitlock. Darian Bradford. And now Forker, three-pointer from Eelman. It is good.
Three-point basket, Chris Eelman.
So a contested three-pointer goes for Cairn. Gets them up to 27 points. Whitlock now for three, and it is good. Desir Whitlock with his first points of the game. The freshman out of Minnesota. With a nice bucket. Now a little press from Lehigh. Desir looking at a man open right below the basket. Couldn't find him, though. Desir to the corner. Carey drives in. Finds Forker on the other side. His three-pointer, a little short. Ingram with the rebound. Whitlock pushes the tempo. Oh, trying to find Gillis. Deflection, but Gillis still gets it. Whitlock will take another three. Oh, that one's short. Looking for the back-to-back three-pointers for Nasir Whitlock. That one doesn't go. Now here's Darian Bradford. Into the corner for Carey for three. No good. Whitlock gets the rebound, though, off the tip from Ingram. So Nasir Whitlock finds Gillis in his corner. Gillis bringing him out to the top of the key. Now here's Ingram, right side elbow. Whitlock in the right corner. Switches the play to Chevuar for three. Oh, just a little short. But Tan in the middle gets a great rebound. JT Tan with the second chance bucket. You'll love that off of your bench unit.
He's able to get his first points of the game as well, as everyone's scoring today for Lehigh.
Now Cairn in the corner, double teamed, and a turnover. Ingram steals it. Cairn on his way to the bucket, and he'll be fouled by Forker. Just a little bump.
Cairn foul, number 21, John.
Fouling him there was probably the right play. I mean, if he doesn't foul him, there's a free basket. At least now they get a chance to play some defense. Though, I mean, it's not a close game anyway. So.
But again, you see that what's been great about Lehigh, that great defense going to quick and easy offense.
Yeah, it's definitely converted into a lot of points so far this game.
So Whitlock will inbound to Gillis. Nasir Whitlock on the elbow. Chevuar top of the key. Finds Gillis. Now here's Tan in the corner. Tan, nice pass. Here's Whitlock for three. It is good, Nasir Whitlock. So 2 3-pointers for Nasir Whitlock for 6 points in the second half, after no points in the first half. Now here's Desir. Jonathan Desir didn't start, but has played a lot of the minutes today. Ooh, and JT Tan thought he had a steal, but got a little greedy, got his hands in the cookie jar. There'll be a foul on JT Tan.
His second, team's third. Cairn substitution, number 5, Heitor Alberto.
And Alberto will come back into the game for Darian Bradford for Cairn, as well as Dalton back in the game.
Lehigh substitution, number 2, Ben Knosman.
And for Lehigh, Ben Knosman is back in the game for JT Tan. So here's Alberto, guarded by Gillis. Dalton, guarded by Whitlock, trying to find Desir inside, but deflected out of play, and the refs will say went off Desir last. So good defense from Lehigh, specifically from Jonathan Ingram.
Yeah, the Cairn players did not agree with the ref's decision there, but it was the decision made.
So now Gillis, he'll find Ingram, Josh Ingram, into the paint, trying to find Chevuar, but goes off his fingertips and out of play.
Score is currently 77-27, 50-point lead for your Lehigh Mountain Hawks.
His second, team's fourth.
And they'll call a foul on Chevuar. Not exactly sure what that's for. So now here's Alberto, guarded by Gillis. Gillis not giving him an inch of room. Dalton finding Owen Bradford on the block. Guarded by Chevuar. Now he'll kick it outside. Here's Alberto. Guarded by Gillis. Shot clock winding down, 5 seconds left. Alberto almost looked like a travel there. Oh, Owen Bradford with. So a shot clock violation as the Mountain Clocks shut all windows and doors. Great defense. And Lehigh will have a side out. Nasir Whitlock inbounding. And Cairn will make a substitution. That is number 14, Ishmael Bakai. First minutes of the game so far for him. So now Cam Gillis, Ben Knosman now, triple teamed. Gillis, Whitlock in the corner for three. Ooh, no good. But Ingram with a great rebound. Josh Ingram inside. Oh, and you love that freshman connection. That's how you get more minutes if you're a bench player. Nice rebound inside for the youngster. So now here's Alberto. Owen Bradford. Akai fresh in the game. Dalton, double teamed. Now guarded by Ingram. Alberto driving into the lane, guarded by a few Lehigh Mountain Hawks. Dalton almost gets it poked away by Gillis. He'll shape back up, driving to the inside. The foul is called on Gillis. I think that, yep. Blocking foul on Lehigh. Just need to move his feet a little bit more. And it's immediate timeout, so we'll take a quick break.
79-27, Lehigh.
And we are back with Lehigh men's basketball as the score is 79-27 Lehigh with a little under 8 minutes left to play. Jake, what do you do if you're Lehigh in these last couple minutes?
Well, honestly, I don't think the starters should ever see the court again. I think you should be playing as many bench players as you can, getting them minutes, and even the first-year players especially. Getting them experience on the court is going to be incredibly important as they continue to develop throughout their careers here at Lehigh University.
So unfortunately, one Lehigh first year, Jake Pike, is not available for this game through injury. Unfortunate, but the rest of the first years have been a very good performance today, as Lehigh will make a substitution as Adiasa will come back into the game with Knosman, Ingram, Whitlock, and Gillis. So now here's Forker for Cairn. Now Owen Bradford working on the fresh Adiasa. Adiasa doing great defense. He's have to kick that side. Here's Bakai. No good on a three-pointer, but scramble for the loose ball. Several people on the floor, but Whitlock comes away with it, and now he'll drive back the other side. Nasir Whitlock, Ingram, Gillis for three, wide open. Oh, just a little short, but great defense from Lehigh, and almost a good bucket. Bakai kicks it outside. Here's Alberto for three, no good, just in and out. So now here Gillis with the rebound. He'll find Whitlock pushing the tempo. Bakai trying to take the charge, no call either way. Whitlock will find Knosman into the lane, and it is good. Ben Knosman with a great and one. A good assist by Whitlock, and Knosman gets the bucket and the foul.
The ball movement on that player is incredibly impressive by Lehigh as they're able to get the ball in and out of the paint, and Knosman will now take an extra shot.
Those were Knosman's first points of the game as well. And he's no good, just a little short. So now here's Cairn through Bakai. He'll drive into the lane, guarded by Knosman. Now he'll kick it outside to Forker. Forker's three-pointer misses everything way long. And it goes out of bounds. So Whitlock will inbound for Lehigh.
Yeah, Cairn's only shooting 25% from the field today and 16% from 3. So they haven't got many shots to fall at all.
I think this is one of those tapes you burn on the way home.
I don't even know if they'll take it back with them.
So Josh Ingram will drive and now kick it outside. So Whitlock, mid-range pull-up jumper is good. So Nasir Whitlock with his 8th point of the second half. He's looked good. Ingram had very good first half, and Gillis has played well. So the first year's playing very well for Lehigh. So now Owen Bradford will go to work on Adiasa. He'll kick it outside to Alberto. He'll drive into the lane, guarded by Whitlock. Turnaround jumper, no good. Good defense from Lehigh. And a little miscommunication, I believe. Knosman let the ball go out of bounds, thinking it had gone off of Cairn, but refs rule Adiasa tipped it on the way out. So Bakai will inbound the ball. Looking for anyone, and he'll find Forker in the corner, guarded by Gillis. So now Cairn will swing around. Here's Bakai on the right side elbow. He'll cross over. And now here's Forker. Forker will drive into the lane, guarded by Knosman. Kicks it outside to Owen Bradford. His mid-range, no good. And now here comes Whitlock. Switches it to Gillis. Gillis will drive into the paint. Tough shot, no good, but Adiasa with the rebound. And Adiasa's shot, no good again, but Adiasa hits his own board. Pump fake, no good again. Adiasa gets another rebound, and he is fouled, no good. So 3 offensive rebounds for Adiasa. While no bucket, he gets the foul. Great hard work on the boards.
Yeah, he was playing very aggressive there, able to get those rebounds again and again, but sadly none of them fall, and he will be taking 2 shots. He has not taken a free throw yet this year.
So Adiasa will look for his first points of the game and his first points of the line for the season. First one is no good, off the front iron.
Cairn substitution number 12, Carson Starnes.
As Carson Starnes checks in the game for Cairn. For his first minutes as well. Adiasa's second shot is up. And no good. So he does not get his first free throw of the season or his first points of the game. But great rebounding on the offensive side for him. Now here's Darian Bradford. We'll kick it out to Starnes, fresh in the game. Here's Christian Rivera. Kicks it outside to Darian Bradford. And Bakai will drive into the lane. His mid-range, no good. Great board by Adiasa. So now here's Gillis. Whitlock, wide open three-pointer, hesitated, and it is no good. A little hitch in his shooting motion there. I think he thought he was too open. Darian Bradford, behind the back pass to Owen Bradford. Great move to the inside, and it's good.
Fantastic play by Bradford there.
Adiasa went for the block. He came a little limping, but he looks good to go now. He'll set the screen for Knosman. He'll drive into the lane. Ingram in the corner for 3. No good. And so now back the way to Christian Rivera for Cairn. Rivera. And now here comes Owen Bradford. Bakai in the corner. Gets Knosman in the air. Now he takes a 3. That one's short. Now here comes Nasir Whitlock for Lehigh. He's looked good in the second half so far. He'll kick it outside to his freshman partner, Josh Ingram. Here's Gillis, another first year who's looked quite good today. And we'll cycle back around. Here's Knosman in the corner for 3. And they'll call an offensive foul on Lehigh.
It was called on Adiasa there.
Only his first foul of the game, and you'll take that for how aggressive he's been on the boards, especially in the second half. So into the game for Cairn is Iwa Digwe, his first minutes of the contest. So Christian Rivera, Starnes on the right side elbow. Rivera again. 3-pointer from Iwa Digwe, fresh on the court. No good. Here comes Whitlock, pushing the tempo once again. He'll drive on Rivera, gets into the paint. Yep, and good! And 1 from Nasir Whitlock. Great play.
Impressive basket as he drives into the paint there. Able to get the N1. And now we'll be moving to our final media timeout of the game. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
And welcome back to Lehigh men's basketball. 3:49 left to play in the second half. Lehigh up 85-29 for Cairn. So Jake, I have a question for you. Can Lehigh get to the century mark today?
I really hope so. It'd be really impressive by this Lehigh offense, which has struggled to put up a big number of points. Most they've scored so far this season is 90, and I believe they should be able to surpass that today, only needing 5 more points. As we do have an and one being taken by, I believe, Whitney, right?
Whitlock.
Whitlock.
And Lehigh once again empties the bench as Brendan Reed, as well as Tyler Conniff are into the game with Whitlock, Gillis, and Knosman. So Whitlock's shot is good, and he'll check out of the game. That might be his bow out as Seigel comes into the game. So really, Gillis the only one on the court for Lehigh who gets consistent minutes. And Cairn will now step into their offense with Christian Rivera, guarded by Gillis. A little bit of a double team from Conniff. Now they'll drive into the lane. Here's Bradford, Darian Bradford, Christian Rivera now. He'll drive into the lane, kick it outside. 3-pointer for Cairn. No good from Starnes. Rebound by Conniff. Now here's Knosman. He'll push the pace. Dump it off for Seigel. Jason Seigel. Knosman into the middle for Conniff. He'll go to work. Kick it outside to Seigel. Gillis for his 3-pointer in the corner. No good. Conniff can't get the rebound. Now here's Darian Bradford. He'll go right at Knosman. His runner no good. Gillis now brings it up the court. Guarded by Christian Rivera. He'll find Knosman. He'll drive into the lane. Now here's Brendan Reed. His 3-pointer wide open. Ooh. Just a little to the right. And almost an over the back, but the refs will rule Lehigh got deflected. So Conniff now in the paint. He'll turn around, no good, but gets the rebound. Oh, and it'll get stripped, but Gillis gets it right back. A couple men hit the deck. Brendan Reed will take another 3-pointer. This one, oh, just in and out. Looking for some points for the sophomore. Now here comes Christian Rivera driving right at Gillis. Ooh, no good on the layup. Conniff now will pass it to Knosman. So now Ben Knosman will set up the offense, it looks like. Just about 2 minutes left to play. Knosman thinks about it and takes the 3-pointer. Ooh, and in and out. Almost a good 3-pointer for Ben Knosman. Now here's Iwadigwe. Owen Bradford now to Darian Bradford. Double team. Owen Bradford now guarded by Seigel. Kicks it outside to Stearns. No good, and Seigel gets the rebound. So now Gillis will set up the offense. Minute 30 left to play for Lehigh. I'm not sure they'll get to the century mark. Maybe 90, though. Be a great momentum boost for Lehigh. Now here's Brendan Reed, guarded by Igwedigwe. Brendan Reed, double teamed, just about to keep the ball alive. Here's Ben Knosman. Kicks it back outside to Reed. Reed into the corner for Gillis. Gillis crosses over, drives into the lane. He'll take a layup, and it is good. Nice play by Cam Gillis on the inside to extend Lehigh's point total to 88. Here's Rivera. He'll kick it outside to Iwadigwe. Guarded by Reed. Iwadigwe drives into the paint. Ooh, a little jelly layup, no good. So now Cam Gillis, under a minute to play here. 50 seconds left on the clock. Cam Gillis might be Lehigh's last possession. Knosman will take a quick 3. And it bounces, no good. Conniff tries to keep it alive. He's unsuccessful. 40 seconds left to play. Christian Rivera pushing the tempo, driving into the lane. He takes a runner, and it's good. So Cairn gets over 30 points in this game, 31. Lehigh's point total, 88. We'll have one last chance to hit 90. Shot clock not yet unplugged. 8-second differential. Cam Gillis guarded by Rivera. Gillis drives right, crosses back, spins, finds Seigel in the corner. Made a man jump. And Rivera will get the steal, and he'll drive, easy layup. So a little sloppy from Lehigh at the end of the game. Might get a little quip from Brett Reed after that one. Knosman, 14 seconds, and Lehigh should just let this clock run out. So an 88-31 victory for Lehigh over Cairn Highlanders. Jake, any final thoughts on this game?
Well, this is a very important win for Lehigh's locker room. They're able to get a lot more momentum on this season and hopefully turn it around, snap their 4-game loss streak. This was actually the first time that I've attended a Lehigh sporting event where they've won. So I'm very excited today.
So that'll do it for us here with the Lehigh Sports Broadcasting Club. Reach out on all the socials, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. That's where this game was streamed today. We hope to see you at your next meeting. They're held bi-weekly on Mondays. Of course, we'll be taking our winter break for finals and any kind of happy holidays. So that'll do it for us. That is Jackson Cramp and Jake with you today. So happy holidays, and we'll hope to see you next time. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.